Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Now today we are going to be fully wiring up and installing this header panel that I went and drove 5 hours for in the last video and picked up in Maryland. Now if you don't know what this is the very rare 4-headlight Wagoneer header panel, and we're going to be installing it on my 98 Cherokee today. Now, I don't think there has been any fully detailed videos of how to make a 86 Wagoneer header panel fit on a 98 Cherokee. I'm pretty sure I'll be the first one on YouTube. I don't think I'm the first person to do it, but I do think I'm the first person to document it. So that's very exciting, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this fit on your 97 plus Cherokee. Now, obviously, the first thing that you want to figure out is how you're going to actually make it fit on the car. And the thing with these is these fit on pretty much any Cherokee. The only thing is if it's a 97 plus, you do need, these are my 98 fenders, you do need some first generation XJ fenders, which is why I went and I picked these up in Pennsylvania the same day that I went to Maryland to go get the header panel. These are already cut. They do need to be sanded down and repainted, but we're going to be doing all that anyway. And so yeah, so I went and picked those up. So once you get those installed onto the car, then this header panel will just fit and bolt directly up to it. And then the second thing is how you're going to power all the lights. And that's where I've been running into some issues, because if you have a first generation XJ, it's just plug and play. But if you have a second generation XJ, it is not plug and play. So what I've been kind of looking into doing is using my stock 98 harness right here. I've been just going through and trying to figure out how I'm going to power each and every single thing. So first off, we obviously have the stock connector, which will connect into my stock connector on the actual car. And then I was trying to figure out how I'm going to be powering the headlights. And the thing is I'm getting aftermarket headlights, which are right here. Now these are some really cool LED halo headlights, which is another problem in themselves of how we're going to get these to fit in here, because they don't actually fit in the headlight buckets. But we'll get to that in a second. But these come with H4 connectors on them. So I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to wire in H4 connectors. But the XJ already has H4 connectors, or the second generation XJ has H4 connectors. But the obvious fault here is this one obviously only comes with 2. And I need 4 because this has 4 headlights. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'm probably not going to be the best at explaining this, but I'm going to be splicing this and making pretty much 3 wires turn into 6. And I'll show you once I'm done with it how it works and how I'm actually doing it. But that's the best explanation that I can give right now. And then next up is turn signals. Now the turn signals, I have them taken out. These are the turn signals for the Wagoneer. They go right here. There's a bulb that goes in the back here. And the thing with these headlights is they're the halo design, and the halo acts as a turn signal just the same as my old headlights did. So they come with these 2 little wires here. Well, it's not going to focus. One is for your daytime running light and one is for your turn signal. So what I'm going to be doing is, that's exactly what this plug is for. It's daytime running light and also turn signal. And I already have ones that are cut because that's how my other headlights were. So luckily enough, the second generation XJ has 2 running lights and 2 turn signal lights. So that's just going to work perfectly. So I'm just going to wire the daytime running lights and turn signals into these headlights. And then last but definitely not least is the side markers, which is this big orange piece right here. And luckily enough, it is the exact same connection as the Wagoneer on the 98 XJ. So I'm going to wire up this harness. I've already taken it apart and started cleaning it because it was disgusting, because obviously it was very muddy. So I've been taking it apart, rewrapping it. So I'm going to rewire all the stuff I need to rewire, clean it up, finish putting all the new wrap on it, and then I'll show you guys exactly what I mean and how I did it. Alright, so I got both of them wired up. As you can see, I have the 2 split into 4, and that is no longer a problem. So all 4 headlights should work. Now the next thing that I need to do is wire up the turn signals and the daytime running lights, which are these two. And I'm pretty sure in this booklet it tells you which is which. Yeah, so it looks like green is turn signal and white is daytime running light. So that should be easy enough to remember. So I can wire up that very quickly. I'm not too worried about that. The thing I am worried about is these headlights fitting on this. Now I'm going to show you my issue. Alright, so I have both the headlights in without the tail light buckets, which are these things right here. This is what the headlights sit in. So I removed both of those, and even with both of those removed, this does not fit over it properly because these are too big for this header panel. But here's the thing, they don't make any aftermarket headlights that I'm aware of for the Wagoneer. Now these are 4x6s, I believe. These are like the smallest square headlights that they really do make. And they don't make anything smaller than this, and the Wagoneer has a very special size. I don't know why Jeep did this, but these are not meant to fit in here, and they don't make any aftermarket ones like this for the Wagoneer. But I wanted the LEDs with the halos because it's something that hasn't really been done before, because one, they don't fit, and two, they don't make any that actually fit. So we are most likely going to have to cut into our very rare, priceless Wagoneer header panel. Now, as I did say, the guy gave me one for free, which is all sorts of beat up. It's painted camo, it's broken in a couple of places, so I'm probably going to practice cutting on this one and seeing like how I'm going to get these to fit on this one as like a test dummy, and then if it works out, I'm going to have to do it on my other one over here. I think what I'm going to have to end up doing is measuring how big the light is and then cut an indent for it to sit in, and then with the actual headlight piece on top, the bezel, hopefully it'll hold down the headlights so that I don't have to figure out a way to bolt the headlights down as well, because I don't know how I would do that, being that there's already not that much room to do any customization. So I'm hoping that if I cut like a little indent for this to sit in, and then this sits on top, it'll hold it down in place. Also, the full halo isn't going to be able to be seen through, but it should be fine. It's still going to look really cool. So mock-up of what it's going to look like. It's going to look sick.
Day 2.
Alright, so it is the next day, and last night I was showing Bella kind of what I was planning on doing with getting these headlights to fit. And I mocked up over here kind of the square that I was going to cut out, and I started to drill a hole so I can start cutting. And Bella had the genius idea of, instead of cutting my $650 header panel, why not cut the $20 headlight housing instead? Because these are a lot harder to find, a lot more expensive, and these are a lot cheaper and a lot easier to find. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is cutting the headlight housing instead. Now, as you can see, it is raised up to fit the stock headlights in it, because I have a stock headlight here, and these perfectly fit inside, whereas these ones are too big. So kind of the idea is, if I cut this out, then there will be a lot more room behind the actual headlight housing, and those lights will fit. So I am very nervous, but I am going to be cutting the headlight housing today and seeing if that works. I really don't want to mess this up, because if I do, then I have to buy another one, and then it's even longer before I can finish this, because today is Wednesday, I believe, and next Tuesday I leave for California for a week. So if I don't finish it this week, then it's a whole nother week before I finish it, and I really want to finish it to get this video out, and I'm really excited to just see the finished product. So I'm gonna head outside. It is absolutely freezing right now. It is like 26 degrees outside, but I don't want to cut this inside. I'm gonna cut it with my Dremel, and hopefully I don't fuck it up, because if I fuck it up, then I have to wait for a new headlight housing to come, and I don't know how long that'll take. All right, so I am outside and I'm about to cut this. I'm very nervous. I don't want to mess this up, but it's got to be done. So I'm going to start by cutting the top one because that's the biggest one, and then I'm going to move on to the smaller one, which is the bottom one. Alright, so this is a very loose mock-up. Obviously, I need to finish sanding the inner sides so that all the black is gone and it's just chrome. But it looks like it's gonna work. It's not fitting on the top one because you can see this big black piece right here sticking out and it's not letting the headlight pop through all the way. But for a very loose mock-up, it looks really good, and I'm pretty sure I'm the first ever person to put 4x6 headlights in a Wagoneer front clip. So I'm very excited. Gonna head to Home Depot to go and get that tool so that I can finish cutting these out, sanding them out all the way, and then I'm gonna see if I can actually bolt it all up, and then we have to figure out how we're actually going to tighten down these 4x6 headlights. I was thinking of getting 4x6 retaining clips like this, and then just finding a way to self-tap. See if I can find a long enough self-tapping screw to just self-tap through the actual header panel. But we're gonna have to see.
Day 3.
Alright, so it is the next day. I'm outside because we are going to be putting the 96 style fenders on beep real quick. I already took the old fenders and header panel off, as you can see, because I did that off camera because it's boring. And we're gonna put the 96 fenders on real quick so that we can continue fixing up the header panel, finish cutting all the stuff out, and getting it ready to throw on beep. Alright, so the 96 fenders are loosely on right now. I have all the top bolts in. I'm not going to go through and bolt all of it on yet because they're getting taken off again because I need to clean underneath them once it gets a little bit warmer out though. So staying on like this for now, but they're both on, and they also have to get taken off again to be painted, but they look good. Now I'm gonna go get the header panel. I'm gonna show you guys. I have it loosely put together and I'm gonna see if it all works. I'm gonna just put it up on, bolt one in, plug it in, and see if all the lights are working. Alright, so this is what we're working with. Now I finished reaming out the outsides of the headlight housing. I have both the headlights zip tied in right now because I'm currently waiting on new headlight buckets and retaining clips to come. So this is like a just for now thing, them being zip tied in. It's not going to stay like that. And then back here you see the rat's nest of wiring. I still need to clean all this up. Once this is done, all this is going to be completely wrapped up in harness tape, and it's going to be zip tied to the inside. It's going to be all nice and neat. But for right now, we're just testing, so it's a rat's nest. But I'm pretty sure I have this hooked up correctly. I'm going to bring this outside, put it in the car, and see if it works. I'm really excited, and yeah, let's get it outside. All right, so I have it in. It's held in by like one thread on this nut right here, so hopefully it stays up, but we're gonna turn it on and see if she works. So this should just be the halos. I have it backwards. Let me fix it. All right, so it should be correct now. So this should be the halos. Yep, got both halos working. And then let's try, this should just be the low beams. Yep, they're working. That looks so cool. I wish it was dark so I could see how bright these are, and then I need to turn the actual ignition on for that. That is so cool. Alright, so everything does work. I just need to finish the other side because I haven't started doing anything with the other side yet, and then I have to wait for the new taillight buckets to come in, and then we can throw this whole thing together, and it's going to look absolutely insane, and I can't wait to see how bright it is at night. I'm probably eventually going to wire it so that I can have just the top headlights on, or I could have just the bottom lights on, or all four on, because technically this is illegal having all four lights on at once. The way I have it wired, it's probably going to blind some people. But yeah, let me get all this taken apart again, and I'm gonna finish up doing the other side, and then I'll throw you guys back on once the taillight buckets get here and we can properly throw this thing together. All right guys, so as you can hear, beep is on, and that can only mean one thing. I finished up cutting up the left side and installing the left side, and all four of them are in, and they look absolutely insane. I am so happy with how this turned out. Now, I'm nowhere near finished with this. It is all still very loosely put together. As you can see, they're all still zip tied in, and they're all a little bit loose. They're not centered all the way, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be ordering I think it's either a 72 or a 92. It might be a 92 Camaro headlight buckets and retaining clips, and then I'm going to fab those into this so that they can be straight in the actual cutout that I made. But I'm so very happy with how this turned out. It's exactly how I visioned it. Let me just show you guys the hazards real quick, just to show you how cool this is. Now, I don't have my side markers hooked up yet, or they're hooked up, it's just I don't have bulbs in there, so I'm pretty sure they would be flashing as well. But here it is with the hazards on. I don't know if you can even tell, it's not dark enough. I'm going to insert a clip of what they look like in all the different modes: low beam, high beam, it's just the halos, turn signals, hazards, all of that. In the dark, I'm going to insert that clip right here. Alright, so it is later and darker, and we are about to see how bright these new headlights actually are. Now, just keep in mind that this isn't going to be like final product, because the headlights aren't situated how they're supposed to, so some of the light is being blocked by the actual plastic housing, and also the fact that we're going to be rewiring this with thicker gauge wires, so it's probably going to be a lot brighter once I do that as well. So I'm just going to show you what it's looking like right now. So first off, we have just daytime running lights, which is already pretty bright. We have my low beams, which is even brighter, and then my high beams. Now obviously, it seems like most of the light is going to the left. We're gonna have to adjust the fuck out of these headlights to get them perfect, but it is a lot of light coming out of the front of this car right now. And I do have plans of adding more light bars to this too, because I do have these two cutouts right here where the turn signals are supposed to be. So I might be adding more light to this in the front anyways. And here's what it looks like with both the turn signals on or the hazards on. It's not really gonna focus. Let me see if I can get it to focus a little bit better. There we go. But the hazards on this thing are so freaking bright. And my side marker lights aren't even on right now because there's no bulb in there, but I'm pretty sure those are also gonna flash and act as a turn signal, because when I had my stock header panel on, that's what it did. But yeah, so I'm super happy with how these lights turned out, and I'm gonna throw you guys back to past Tyler, because this is future Tyler, and this is a very confusing timeline. So yeah, they're freaking sick. I'm absolutely in love with how these turned out, especially now that I also have cut fenders in the front. Once this thing is all painted in one color, it's gonna look so freaking cool. I don't know if I told you guys yet, but we're paint matching the entire front clip, so the grille, the housings, for the headlights, the actual header panel itself. And yeah, it's gonna look absolutely insane. I do think that I'm going to need a 96 grille too, because when I close my hood, I'll show you. So once the hood is closed, you can see we have body panel gap on body panel gap on body panel gap. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be needing a 96 hood. So I might do something custom, get some cool vents in the hoods. I also want to put in the oval style push pins instead of just the buttons. I want the ones that are actually latches that you can lock. But yeah, this thing looks absolutely insane. Beep got a facelift and she looks absolutely beautiful. I don't think you I can't even put in words how excited I am with how this turned out. It looks so cool. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the first time anybody's ever put 5x7s in a Wagoneer header panel, and I'm 100% sure, and I'm the first person to ever document it, also documenting changing a 97 Plus Cherokee to a Wagoneer front end. And this is just the beginning of the crazy build that I have planned for Beep. Stuff is slowly starting to come together and I couldn't be more excited about it. Next up, we're going to start to work on Beep's bodywork. There's so much that needs to be done, as you can see. The biggest thing is his rear quarter panel. I'm cutting the whole rear quarter panel out because I completely fucked it up. I'm not going to explain that in this video. There's a bunch of different holes. There's a hole in the back there. We have a hole up the front. There's holes in the side. You can see, where is it? Right there, there's a hole. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be patched up for her to be looking, not perfect, but in better shape than she is. And yeah, but I do think this is where I am going to be ending today's video. Next video, or I don't know if it's going to be the next video, but the next video that you do see Beep, we're going to be putting the 5x7 Camaro buckets in the headlights and getting that all straightened out. And I might also be wiring this all to an aux light panel. I'm not completely sure if we're doing all that in one video or if that's separate. I also want to rewire the wiring harness with thicker gauge wire. I need to make it a little bit longer because it is very crammed in there. But yeah, this is where I am going to be ending off today's video. If you want to follow along and see the crazy stuff I've planned for Beep, make sure you subscribe. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Peace.